Good day. Uh, I'm the most civilized savage, and this will be the last one of my Christmas rants, right? And this will be a nice one. Hopefully, my camera won't overheat again, but working this much light into a small camera, I can understand its capabilities, right? Yeah, it's gigabytes of data for a couple minutes, which is really impressive. How much life it is stealing, right? How much, oh my god, the binary code for that much data is incredibly impressive, right? And people make that for their video games and all of their other bullshit, right? And you can see I have things in front of me, right, for this video. And it's a plethora of things, right? That's a word, right? Uh, I have the normal stuff behind me, right? This is only one document. There's 56 people that they all signed that one document and said, I agree, right? July 4th, 1776, from what all the books say, right? They all did that, right? But we have some other things to go over, and that's okay as well, right? So I am so grateful for the year I've had and the life I've had and everything I've had, right? Through the suffering, right? Through the trenches, through the opinions, through whatever I've gone through in my life, I'm glad, right? Because I have today. I have my family that I work hard for, and so they don't always understand me in this day and age because I'm outdated, I, or something, right? I'm still savage, but at least I know I'm savage compared to all you fucking animals, right? I know I'm an animal. I'm a mammal. Right? I have hair, warm blood, a fucking heart, arteries, fucking lungs, a fucking brain that might work or might not, right? I have genetic defaults and DNA defaults and this and that defaults, right? I can be compromised by disease and chemicals and fucking all sorts of bacteria and viruses and life. I can take physical damage if fucking lightning strikes me. Holy shit. The chances of that. I met someone in my life that has been hit by lightning twice. Right? It was in two different spots, which makes sense, right? But twice. The odds of that, right? And the circumstances of that, but that's just, and he lived. That's the best part. He lived, right? Uh, I'm grateful that he lived, right? And so we're going to talk about a couple things, right? The things I have in front of me, right? And I guess we should start with this, right? This is what Christmas is about, the New Testament, right? It's pretty nice. It's a nice little book. I've read it a couple times, right? I appreciate the knowledge it has given me in some words that I needed to look up, right? If I was born yesterday and they gave me this, I would be dumb, right? I wouldn't be able to read it. My daughter can't read this, right? But guess what? She knows who Jesus is. She knows where we are in our time frame compared to Jesus, right? Because that is my duty to her, right? Her heritage, her family said, let's teach her about Jesus. We believe in Jesus. And I said, okay, that is up to her to choose yes or no, right? She believes in Santa, right? She believes in Christmas, right? Those very fucking American. Hell yeah, right? I have no doubt in that, right? But look how much this is, right? This is fucking 2020 years of made people traitors, right? The Jews don't believe this, right? Would Jesus believe this, right? Jesus was a Jew. Would he believe this, right? Fucking not even 100 years ago, we prosecuted Jews, right? The people that believed the book before this one, right? Book before this piece of whatever literature this is, right? That's fine, but it hurt a lot of people and it hurt a lot of history. We learned a lot. Is that okay? Probably not. I wasn't there. I wasn't even a thought in my grandfather's. Yeah, like that is a long time ago. And so, yes, I was born in the 1900s, but that's some ignorance that's still brought up today. Like, whoa, how stupid did you have to be for that one, right? Oh well, I have no opinion on that. I can't. This is a good book. You should read it, right? Most people who go to church don't even read this. They just hear the guys say whatever the words say, and they don't even know what the words say. So they just believe whatever the opinion of the guy that's saying the words, that went to the school to hear an opinion of the other guy saying the words and giving their opinion. Okay, you can't have your own opinion of the words. That's whatever. I believe this is a good book, right? It has stories, it has morals, it has problems, it has some life that could hypothetically be non-fiction compared to fiction, right? I wasn't around then, right? I can't even believe who's on the $1 bill, but whatever. History's to the victors, said some French guy who I'm also supposed to fucking believe from some third party person, right? Fucking whatever. Anyways, Christmas, Christ died. He was crucified by the government, right? 2020 years ago he was born or something. Died after death, right? So he died then, right? Something like that, right? But people have murdered for this. People have sacrificed their life for this. For translations of this, priests were fucking killed. In Japan, monks were killed. People were slaughtered for bringing Judaism and Christianity into the fucking country in the 1500s. In the 1500s. That was just 500 years ago. That was, although at least they had the common courtesy to fucking make some black guy a retainer to the most powerful person in the country until they fucking betrayed him and assassinated that guy. Well, we can't talk about that, but fucking Jesus praised the lepers and the whores, right? St. Nicholas is a saint of whores, so I guess I can bring that up, right? Protect the whores, although fucking y'all are sellouts pretty much. Anyways, so this small book, people have killed for, people have sacrificed their life for. This is the most printed book in the world. This is the most stolen book in the world. This is the most read book in the world in history. Right? This is the most opinionated book in the world, right? And I celebrate it, right? Even in this book, as in my version of my New Testament, it has the American flag, right? Righteous exalteth a nation, but sin is a reproach to any people. Proverbs 14:34. Wow. Okay. Well, that's some good information, right? We need to look at all those words, right? How do I know what those words mean? I'm not going to get it from that book, right? And so we'll go through our stuff. I could look at it on this piece of high-tech technology, right? And fucking, this is an iPhone 8 Plus, fucking, ooh, civilization and capitalism at its finest, right? I can see whatever the fucking Google says, right? Google say something on those words, right? They said proverb something something, right? I can get someone's opinion on that, right? Wow. Or I can look it up later in this book and it will say the same thing, and I can read all of that proverbs to actually get the context. Or I can hear some preacher talk about it, right? There are all these formats where I can get this information, but the best would be this book by reading the whole book and saying, wow. And then this is only a part of the book. You see how it says New Testament? That means there's an Old Testament. We'll have to read all of that. Right? Well, then they sell you. Then I go by that, right? And I realize that Jesus was a Jew, which I find out in this as well, right? And that's fine, right? But he was more humble than being fucking God's son, Jesus Christ, right? Even in the Quran, he breathed life into some bird and it flew away, or whatever. That's the word of God. That's creating something, and that's powerful, right? That's a different book, so you have to read that book too, right? So you have to read this and that and everything in between. And the church gives you this information, the church says this and that, right? The Pope said fucking aliens might be real. Wow. Well, fucking thank you, church, for involving fucking knowledge you know about. Can you tell me how this works yet? Right? No, you just play with your gold like it's goddamn jewelry. Like, you put it in your clothes for Jesus Christ, right? People dying for this shit. Right? Merry Christmas, though, Pope. Right? Maybe aliens are real. I don't fucking know. Have you been to the sun? I haven't. I'll be there sooner or later, right? Sooner than you have been successful at anything in the last goddamn 2,000 years. Besides robbing people. Robbing stupid people. But what do I know? Right? This is actually a good book. I can't criticize it too much, right? It's just a Hallmark holiday type deal. American fucking capitalism. You're capitalizing on people, and that's fine. Joy is good for the world. Joy to the world, right? I can appreciate that, right? But when you take this book and you criticize this technology, right? Remember witch trials and all that shit, history, right? It's in different books than this, right? Fucking hold up, I can't take you seriously. That's the same with politicians, right? I'm gonna take this book right here, Universal and Standard Encyclopedia, 1956, right? Wow. I believe this is Webster, right? I don't know. Funk and something, right? Encyclopedia, right? This is universal knowledge. It was printed in New York in 1956, right? Gives you the smarty things, right? Then you read all this and you're like, what the fuck? Right? It tells you about the right and the left. It tells you about socialism and capitalism and all this stuff, right? And you go to ask your teacher, and well, they've never read this book. They're fucking too dumb, right? This book is actually one of 22, I believe, right? So it's actually like this tall, right? They're all this size, right? They're all filled with information, X period size, right? They have X amount of pictures and translations and maps and stuff where you to learn the basics. Well, teachers don't know that. Teachers barely know what debt is, right? Teachers barely know fucking nothing, but we had to listen to them for years, right? And now they're failing because they forgot fucking real life is out there and there are plagues and shit. Okay. You raised your value so much. Your own personal value. College? What's the value of college, right? Thousands, hundreds, whatever, fucking dollars a year. Cool. No, not really. Not really. I can fucking do a lot with this knowledge right here. Considering this knowledge right here, this small piece of knowledge right here controls its own nation, right? It doesn't even know its own literature in most circumstances or the context within its own bounds unless it has knowledge that I don't have, which it definitely does have because it has hundreds of years of knowledge that I don't have about it that it won't give me. So why should I take this little piece of knowledge for any context whatsoever? It's worthless to me, right? And people follow it like the sheep they are, right? Got your shepherd or whatever, right? In this book, right? Science. This is science, right? This is science and history and Caesar and the periodic table to a certain extent and just knowledge and facts, right? But what does this do you? This will do you nothing in the world, right? This book of all these right, left, whatever, this happened in this state and this happened here, right? It doesn't matter if I know this, right? I could read this 18 times. I could read 13 encyclopedias 18 different times each. And the knowledge within them does change a little bit, but hypothetically, it still has boundaries, right? And that boundary is the physical nature of the real world, right? What I actually experience and feel and all of that. So, this is useless, right? This will help me nothing, right? Just like the teachers help me nothing, right? They don't. This is just hypotheticals, right? This Plaga theorem and fucking whatever, right? Let me ask my fucking English teacher how to goddamn how a computer works, how a processor works, how a circuit works, how any of that shit works. No, I know about words. Words are fake. Words are fake. It's a language. It's fake. It is not real life. Right? It is an explanation for a certain circumstance and a certain variable and certain but really, right? And now we're going away from this, right? This is the encyclopedia. We went from Christianity, religion to science, right? And now we're just going to my favorite book. I have more of these than I do any other book, right? I've been questioning more about this book than any other book, right? I know how this works. I know how a phone works. This is the stupid fucking shit of the 2020, right? This is hypotheticals, right? And yes, it is a godsend to society, but there are other things about it that, well, could be bad to society. And I have no comments on that. I shouldn't. I'm blessed to have this, right? This is a real miracle, right? You have no idea. I can talk to people across the world with this. Holy moly. I can tell people my scientific data. I can take in light data. I can do analytics. I can calculate stuff beyond my capability, right? Or at least faster than my capability, right? I can do a lot with this. But here's the problem with this as well. This, if you don't know why, it doesn't matter really, right? I don't know. Right. And so we go to our dictionary. This is my dictionary. This is one of many of them, right? And this gives me all the words and all the definitions of the language I was taught. Right? And I was taught English. And I've been taught Old English and New English and English and British English and Australian English and Irish English and Italian English and fucking Jesus Christ. There's too much English, right? Oxford English and fucking whatever the fuck else, right? The words. Just try and use words that you know, please. Most people don't use words that they know, right? And they value these words like it's their life. But have they ever looked up the definition of the word life? Have you? Or value? Or work? Or anything? Have you ever, when was the last time anybody looked up the goddamn definition of fucking anything? Right? And I don't know. This is knowledge. This is what people have sacrificed for, right? This book of words and translations, and this is better than the Rosetta Stone right here. Like, do you know what you can do with it? This is the good book right here. This is the dictionary, right? This is one version of the dictionary. Webster's, right? He was alive 100 years before this was made, right? I'm supposed to trust a guy alive 200 years ago? Yeah, maybe, right? Maybe I should trust his programs, right? Sure, that's what I was taught, is to trust the words, right? And the definition, right? And to trust people at their word, right? But when I look at words and I look at people, and you tell me they're not fucking snakes in the fucking grass, let me hold you to the word of this, right? The definition of the words that you guys are pleading ignorant to, right? I know the world is ignorant to fucking words, but I'm not. So please excuse me while we start looking into some things, right? And this is extremely valuable, right? Look how big and bulky and whatever else, right? We have other things, right, I've had here, right? This is a quarter made in 2020, right? This is the most useless piece of garbage I have on my entire table. And I have a plastic cap from a soda, right? This here is ingenuity in the modern century of hydrocarbon lengths at high molecules, right? Plastic. Wow, plastic, right? Metal is old fucking technology. Fucking, you still have coins that are 2,000 years old that are worth some value with these, right? That's fucking pathetic, right? This here is my 1977 Liberty United States $1, right? It's fucking e pluribus unum, whatever the fuck that means, right? It's supposed to be $1, right? Wow, fucking dollar, right? When this was made, this was worth more than this $20 fucking of Monopoly money, right? It's still worth more than this quarter. Even this quarter, though this quarter costs more than that $1 to make, right? This is like, oh my god, right? People have commented on my watch in real life twice lately, right? In the last year for some reason. Right, and I didn't have this watch. My other watch broke because it was a cheap watch that I just needed to tell time, right? And someone said, wow, that's a really nice watch, da-da-da, right? It had a plastic screen. It broke. It was, I don't know, 7 years old, 5 years old, something, 3 years old. I don't even know. It lasted its worth, right? Cost me 10, 15, $20, right? $20 US back then, right? They printed 1/3 of our money in the last year, so we have to take that into account, right? And so, this is cheap. This is superficial. This is it. Yeah, they all tell the time, right? You have 100 clocks that fucking tell the same time, right? This is a Damascus steel knife, apparently, right? Although it's a 2015 knockoff, right? It's been folded and whatever else. It's beautiful, right? It will still do the job, right? This is beautiful. compared to 1,000 years ago. Do you know what I could get for this 1,000 years ago? You have no fucking idea what I could get for this for 1,000 years ago, right? Or this dictionary, or that Bible, or in translation that fucking peasants have, right? There are still people that don't even know words, literacy, right? The Swiss speak a knockoff of German and have less words than the German unless they speak the German language. That's fucked. And that's in 20. I was talking to my German friend, in 2008? Maybe? Whatever, right? This hammer, right? What people would pay for this hammer, it's all steel, right? It has a nice rubber grip, right? Ooh, this is society. This is ingenuity, right? 22 ounces of weight right behind it. Wow. Right? You could really fucking hurt someone with this, right? Or you could build a fucking house with this. You could build 100 houses with this. Your son could build a house with this if treated properly, right? This is ingenuity in its finest of modern 2020 society, right? Ooh, ain't that wonderful, right? Yet we're so pious. We are so pious, right? Fucking, my kid might throw this away and say this piece of junk. Fucking, who needs it, right? Who knows what he'll think, right? But good day.